Hello everyone, this is PrussianPrince with another Total War Warhammer 2 tournament match cast. This is the Fresh Recruit number 3 tournament, hosted by my son. Well, technically, Toto is usually the administrator of Fresh Recruit tournaments. And also, I believe this time around, Dwarf Plays actually streamed this tournament. Anyway, let's get... Whoa, I just messed up the camera. Anyway, let's get into it. So, this is the winner's bracket, round 1, and I'm playing as Bretonnia here against MGL Amber playing as the Dwarfs. I'm gonna go quickly over the compositions here. So I do have a bunch of Knights Errant, actually questing Knights even, quite a few of those, and quite a few Peasant Bowmen actually, 3, 4, 5 Peasant Bowmen basically. I have my King Luancoeur. And I have my men-at-arms with shields back here in the deployment zone in the forest. Because, you know, I just want to skirmish mostly with my bows. But honestly, I should have put them here in the back. Right, that would have been fine. Anyway, for dwarves here, we have a bunch of these. We have 2 bolt throwers and a grudge thrower. That's crazy. So I have 2 slayers here. So that's going to be very good anti-large against Bretonnia. That's pretty obvious. Then we have the Rune Lord, as well as a bunch of these quarrelers. Actually, no, not a bunch of quarrelers, actually, more like a bunch of thunderers, and it's gonna be quite rough for my cav if you think about it. Then we do have some miners with blasting charges and some longbeards, so the artillery here should actually do, and slayers here should do very well against my army, but we'll see what I can do here as I hit play. And by the way, I do not have a caster here. So yeah, that's going to be a potential issue. We'll see if I can make it work though. Alright, so the Peasant Bowman already getting a huge hit due to these, was it the Grudge Thrower? Yeah, seems to have been the Grudge Thrower that's done a lot of work. What I'm afraid of though is the artillery massacring my cavalry. Amber's gonna do very well with that artillery, I would say. So already the start hasn't been so great for me. I took quite some damage on these Peasant Bowmen due to these quarrelers here and some of the grudge throwers and bolt throwers here. So she's done very well there. However, I am playing how you would in a classical Total War. So I'm approaching, basically I have sort of a classical Total War army, right? Cavalry, missiles, melee units, and I'm just trying to surround the dwarf army. And in doing so I can get more angles of attack. So there will be, that'll open up the box of the dwarves to my attacks, which means increased chance of the dwarf player making mistakes. So I think it's good to surround like this, maybe not entirely like this, but yeah. This is a mistake here. Well, it'll depend, right? Because the quarrelers are here. Thing is, they've got quite a lot of armor, so my Peasant Bowman won't really trade that well. So that's a little bit sad for me, although I'm targeting them, but I really should be. I mean, if I target down the quarrelers, they have more range, right? And here I'm having... This is where I think the dwarves here needed more quarrelers, right? Because since I bought Peasant Bowman, I can actually outrange the thunderers. Like, a couple of quarrelers here would have done great against my composition. So here I'm gonna try and do something with these questing knights. How much damage I actually do here, because these guys are braced here, the Longbeards, so I actually wasn't able to do that much. That basically wasn't really worth the micro, especially as these Longbeards are cheaper than questing knights, so that's not really a worthwhile trade. What would have been good, however, is to jump down in with Luan and then charge in. So I'm gonna do the same thing again. This still isn't really worth it. Apparently I'm winning right now, but... Okay, so I'm gonna play out again. I mean, these cycle charges are not really that great. Okay, so if I get Luan in and now I get the questing knights, that'll be good. This is a huge mistake by me here with these questing knights. Pretty much lost track of them. However, the Peasant Bowman, look at the Peasant Bowman here. taking down these Thunderers here. This is exactly what you want to see. Okay, so here I get a nice little charge into that Longbeard. I'm surrounding it right now. This is great. There's only one Thunderer here, but it's really wrecking my Questing Knights here, which basically I'm messing up with the micro on that Questing Knights unit. Over here, I'm managing to have like 2 units firing upon a Quarreler, so that's not too bad for me. I also managed to pull out of that Longbeard, who unfortunately has actually done some damage to my units here. And there's Slayers here. The Slayers already have gotten some kills, so gotta be real careful about that one. So here I'm gonna send in my Questing Knights, and we'll see if they actually make it into the Thunders, and they do. Be a really good charge, but the thing is they've got Slayers here, so I'm not really sure if that's effective. But here I'm doing a good old 3v1, well, no longer 3v1, but a 2v1 against this Quarreler, which should be good. However, I am using my ammo on Quarrelers. Fairly sure about that, but I did do quite some damage to the Thunders. Now here I'm able to get a Questing Knight through, but my micro lapses for a second. I would have been able to get into the Grudge Thrower really easily. Actually do get around and hit the Thunderers, not a bad move. The thing is though, I need to get out of here really fast, or I need to rear charge something. Okay, so I push through there. I managed to mess up the Thunders, and now I go into the Quarrelers. The thing is, like, these Questing Knights aren't really doing as much damage as quickly as I expect them to do. And I've already lost one more model. I'm gonna go in for a rear charge here though. And I'm shooting down these Thunderers. I've got Luan engaged here, but it's up against Longbeards, which is okay right now. The thing is, it's gonna be really crazy when we get Slayers in. And these Questing Knights here are taking massive casualties. However, the Miners are not really fighting them, but the Thunderers are doing significant damage to my Questing Knights. Here I'm getting a really nice charge with Questing Knights into the Bolt Thrower. I'm targeting down the Thunderers here with Peasant Bowman. Again, that's very good. I've got Luan here, who's done some damage, but I need to get him out right away. And arms with shields around here, more Questing Knights. Things are not going too terribly for me, but you know, I definitely need to improve the situation here. So that's a lot of the damage from the Miners with blasting charges. I think that's gotten rid of my Questing Knights here. This Bowman here still doing massive damage onto that Thunderer unit, but I'm not able to properly charge my cav into those units. However, the Grudge Thrower is being knocked out by Luan right now. I've got a man-at-arms with shields being routed. Let's have some Knights Errant, plenty of cav left around here, which is very good, of course. Peasant Bowman, which can definitely be targeting down the Thunderers. Luan has pushed the Grudge Thrower off the field, which is excellent. Thunderers still getting shot here. Actually engaged with Felix here. I totally forgot I have Felix, because his icon is actually looks like a sword unit. So Felix is in here and is gonna do very well against Miners with blasting charges, of course. One is still around, and I've got a Knights Errant unit that I've basically gotten through here, who barely gets clipped though, and it gets shot pretty badly before making contact. Still managed to make contact with the Thunderers though. I got Luan into the Quarrelers here, rounding them off the field. There's a Bowman here still targeting now the Thunderers, so I've gotten... Actually, I think that's all the Thunders off the field. I need to keep chasing this Thunder unit though. There's so much artillery still left, but they've already used up most of their ammo, so they're actually... their efficiency. This Knights Errant here, it's not really worth sacrificing it for low ammo Bolt Thrower. However, this does allow me to bring in another Knights Errant unit here. However, that's a Slayers unit. That's not really ideal. I have to move around and get a rear charge on those Dwarf Warriors. This is precisely what I want right here. Nice rear charge. And they move on into those units, but Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin does mess up my Knights Errant unit there very badly. However, Luan here is doing his work here. Definitely being a boss here. Look at him. Look at him hammering down these dwarfs, doing what he's best at. getting a sick amount of kills here, and he's not really taking much damage, so this is very good for him, taking down the bolt throwers. The thing is, I'm losing my cap now. This is not ideal. I still have more peasant bowmen around. Felix is doing a great job. And our arms here, catching the thunderers. I've got some more questing knights. King Luan here is going to do great for me, and this game is still hanging in the balance, right? Even though, I mean, I really should have brought a caster here, but I mean, I guess technically I did bring Felix, which, by the way, Felix is great against the Dwarfs, I would say. Obviously, Dwarfs just have a lot of infantry, so boosts are great here. Oh, I'm not sure about these questing knights charging straight into Slayers, even though there's two Slayers. Now these questing knights will get stuck here. We're gonna lose a lot of men doing so. The Slayers, the thing is, I really should have been targeting down the Slayers more with the peasant bowmen, because the Slayers obviously have like 0 armor. I'm not sure how much I targeted them though. Okay, so here I do manage to pop the Sword of Quran, which helps a lot actually right now. It really debuffs these units quite a bit, so this does allow me to get a lot more attacks and a lot more damaging attacks into dwarf units. Now here I still have some men-at-arms alive. I do get a nice charge of questing knights into the Longbeards, but that's gonna be the last charge of the questing knights. Actually not the best charge. So this game is really close right now. You can see that it's really in the balance. The thing is, where is Felix? Yeah, Felix is very far off. I think he was like chasing that minor unit with blasting charges for way too long. But the thing is, now he's back. Gonna get a nice charge here with my Knights Errant here, getting some kills, but I have to pull out now because, you know, they're not gonna do that well here. And these questing knights here are basically dead right now, but they did get some kills. Thing is, the issue right now is that I have a lot of peasant bowmen without ammo. If they had ammo, this would be very good for me right now, right? Because I could target down. There's a couple of Slayers left. I think there's at least. Well, the thing is, oh, I also managed to get these bolt throwers, by the way, which men-at-arms, and that's going to be really, really good for me. The one's still on the field. I think I'm going to go for the miners with blasting charges, because these guys are not really an issue right now. Of course, I am managing to heal Luan here. He's doing quite well in the field. The thing is, now the Longbeards have popped in. This is going to be a little bit more difficult for Luan. So there's a dwarf box right now. Well, there was one before, but now it's an even smaller box. And you can see that it's actually sort of against me right now. This is definitely not how I wanted it, but I still have a chance here. You can see that I have the Luan is still in fairly good shape, and this charge is going to knock out the bolt thrower off the field, which is great. Thing is, there's still a couple Slayers here, and these Slayers aren't going to do well. What could just do excellently for me though is Felix, who now I'm going to back up with man-at-arms. How would you want to use single entity units, right? You want to like support them with other units so they don't get surrounded, they don't take as much damage. And I also have Luan here, getting the Lion's Shield and the Helping Hand, so that's massive resistance popped on him. So he's getting a lot of help from Felix right now. Look at that melee attack. One is crazy right now, and I'm actually sending him over to the Rune Lord. This is a little bit crazy here. But yeah, I do end up getting some decent hits on the Rune Lord. Here the Sword of Huron is really working wonders against the Dwarfs here, especially because, you know, the Dwarfs, they have a lot of armor, so this isn't very bad at all. There's still plenty of units around here for the Dwarfs though, and some nice charges here by the Knights Errant. The thing is though, that's probably gonna be the last charge of that unit, and here comes another Knights Errant. Again, probably gonna be the last charge for this unit, and more peasant bowmen coming in. This is really getting down to the wire, but Luan here, he's really doing so much work here. Kills. He's up to 90 kills right now, and Felix himself has almost 90. These guys are definitely carrying against the dwarves right now. The amount of damage that they've been able to do is just ridiculous. Redonkulous. However, you know, the Bretonnian peasants, even though Luan is fighting, they do not appear to like to assist him, you know? Luan's kinda having to just do this himself right now, you know? That's definitely not something that is great for him. He really likes some support, but you know, I guess technically as Felix here is gonna help. I'm gonna make a mistake here and lose DPS because I'm just targeting down the Rune Lord, so I'm not getting attacks done with Luan here. I think at some point I realize it, but I'm not sure when, right? Because it's definitely a mistake not to be actually attacking these units and just right-clicking the enemy Lord, right? That could be losing me the game. Even though Luan can technically push through, right? Like, it's still not great. I'm getting another rear charge here. Yeah, I think I'm still not doing what I'm supposed to do. Like, they should just be fighting and not chasing enemy Lord here, but this is going really well for me right now. Like, this is, you know, Rune Lord did actually get hit right there, but you know, I think do I change my attack order right here? Because I really should be doing that, because otherwise things won't go that well. And I do pop another Sword of Quran. Great. I'm still chasing off the Lord here, which is not ideal, but I think that right now I might be able to get some damage done onto him. Actually, no, I just switched targets, right? Here's Luan doing more work. I'm still targeting the enemy Lord here, and I think maybe I catch him now, but this still isn't worth it. Look at how much I'm losing, so much potential damage I could be doing with Luan into this blob right now. This isn't good. Felix, however, is still doing work. Oh, I get a nice hit on to the Rune Lord though. Doesn't really help me though. I really need to just keep fighting. Felix is doing great here. No, the Rune Lord is actually away and fine. Luan here and Felix still duking out though. My two single entity units. But you know, they're both very, very healthy, so it's very good for him. Or as you can see, Luan has actually reached his healing cap, which is kind of insane considering, right? Well, it's very close to his healing cap, right? Based on this. That's really insane, actually. But at this point, it's only looking better and better for me, right? And there's another, there's a Master Rune of Negation, which is definitely helping the Dwarfs here, but is this actually gonna be enough though? I don't think so, because look at the HP on Luan and on Felix right now. They're just getting so many more kills. They're at the same kill count, both at the 133. Who's gonna get the advantage? Luan gets a good hit there, so he definitely has the lead right now. Ooh, everything is routing right now. Not routing, but wavering, so will be routing soon. They definitely have like leadership issues here. That's because of damage sustained, attacked in the rear, attacked in flank. Really? Flanks exposed. Oh no, I'm looking at Luan's leadership. My bad. Oh, this is very good. This is very good. Look at Luan managing to rout off so much right now. And I pop out yet another Sword of Quran, which should really be helping. And there goes the Dwarf army. Dwarven army? Dwarven army? I don't know. That was actually a super long one, considering, you know. Well, I guess technically it was the skirmish build for me, but you can see the cav didn't do that great. However, the units that did great, though, were Luan and Felix here. Just very awesome. Really needed a Spell Singer of Life here, though. Just imagine if I was able to heal Luan and Felix, though. That's pretty crazy that I reached the healing cap of Luan, or Are you heal? Does that cap appear if you have like no caster with healing or whatever? I'm not sure how that works, but let's see. Look at one peasant bowman getting a chevron here. That's pretty impressive, actually. Knights Errant getting one as well. Felix again. Felix and Leoncur, they're the 2 units that definitely carried this game for me. As for Amber, dwarf player, well, we definitely had the artillery definitely did work here, as did the slayers you'd expect. Look at that slayer getting XP chevron and 2 chevrons on this Longbeard. Pretty damn crazy. Also on this one, I wonder if they started with that from the very beginning. But yeah, that is the game. So thank you all for watching. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, follow me on social media. See you all next time.